Alright, what's going on, everybody? Happy to be live here. Just give me a minute or two to get the link going around. Alright, guys, please go like and retweet the tweet. Let's try and get maximum awareness on the stream. I know I haven't been live on the public stream in a while, but unfortunately Sunday is kind of the day I've chosen to be the main stream day, but it's also kind of one of the worst days for me to be doing this, so sorry about that. But we're going to try and do stream every week again. Probably not as long. I used to do like an hour and a half public stream and then like a 2-hour private stream, and it's just a bit too much, so now we're going to try and do private stream first for about an hour, hour and a half. Ugh, also, I'm sick, guys, so you might be getting some sneezing, some blowing in my nose, but do bear with me. So we'll let people come in for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll do a top down on BTC, and then we'll look at my top 3 favorite projects right now, talk about my outlook for those going into next year, and then we'll get you guys out of here. If you want any more than that, if you want to talk strategy or Q&A or look at your own projects, I'm afraid you'll have to be in Blockcircle for the private streams. I just don't have enough time. But, yeah. So we'll wait a few minutes here, and then we'll look at BTC, my favorite projects, and then we'll get you guys out of here in a timely manner. Oh, I hate being sick. I hate being sick so much. Oh. I'm gonna go pull up my Bible verse for the stream. Always got to do a Bible verse for the stream, guys. All the glory to God. You know what it is. I don't imagine we'll get more than 10 or 20 viewers on this, but that's fine. And you guys, if you didn't hear me, please go like and retweet the stream tweet. Again, let's go maximum awareness. Make sure people know we're doing public streams again. And this is going to be the new public stream time, around 5 o'clock on Sundays. I need to edit that in my bio here real quick. Oh, it's already edited in the bio. Nice. Good deal. Let me test audio here. New public stream time. Sounds good. What's up, Musa? Thanks for tuning in, homie. If you didn't catch it, we're going to do Bitcoin top down. I'll give my overall market thoughts, game plan going into the end of the year and 2024. And then we're going to look at my 3 favorite projects right now. And then we'll get you guys out of here. What's up, Tech A? Thanks for tuning in, homie. I appreciate that, yeah. I hate being sick, but at least I'm not that sick. My best buddy's got COVID right now, and he is going through the ringer. Bedridden, nausea, all that crap. So if I just get a stuffy nose, you know what? Could be a lot worse, so. No, Jackson, we've actually switched it up. We do private stream at 3 o'clock on Sundays, and then public stream is at 5. So private stream usually goes for about an hour and a half. I'm trying to get that down to an hour. It's just tough. You know, I have like 20 projects of my own that I want to look at. We always do top down on BTC. We talk strategy. We talk TradFi. We talk overall market thoughts. We just talk about so much in the private streams, and we do Q&A. I take project recommendations, all that stuff. So it's hard to get it done in an hour. So usually from like 3 to 4:30 is the private stream. And then 5 o'clock to about 5:30 we'll do public. And then that'll be that. Sunday also usually ends up the day that I do family dinner with my girlfriend's family. So usually that's at like 6. So it'll work out perfectly time-wise. But anyways, I think we got most people in here that want to be in here. Anyone else that comes in, you know, it is what it is. But let's go ahead and get into top down. I'm going to try and ignore chat a little bit for the top down just so I can get through it as quick as possible. But if you guys have any questions on it or questions on the overall market, feel free to post them in the chat and I'll try to get to them after I do the top down. Yeah, brother, sounds good. See you in the Discord. I didn't see you in the stream today, man. But anyways, if you don't know, 3 p.m. I post the stream link in Discord, so you won't be seeing it on Twitter. But anyways, let's go ahead and do the top down. So you guys are gonna see that all 4 time frames that we look at are all giving different kind of signals right now. So here's what I mean. On the monthly, we're looking bearish to neutral. Okay, so here's all the signs I'm looking at. First thing is, our simplest way to look at the trend is the direction of the 8 EMA and how price is trending around it. So right now, the 8 EMA is coming down, albeit not as aggressively as during the peak bear. So it doesn't look that bad, but it is coming down and price is trending below it. So we've broken below it and retested it from the underside. So that's not good. Our monthly cycle is also coming down and momentum is negative and falling. So monthly is looking pretty bearish. The only positive sign is that we're still making higher lows in front of 24.5K. So that's a positive sign. Maybe we're doing some sort of 2016 playbook where we're just going to go sideways for a while and then break out at some point towards the halving. Or maybe we're going to put in a lower high and then we go lower by the end of the year. I'm not really willing to be a hero and pick any one direction or the other. The way I'm playing it is I've accumulated a lot of stuff I really like to sell next year and into 2025. And then I have some cash. I have plenty of cash in the bank that I will only bring in if we retest the lows or lower. And then my stables I will use if we go towards 20K. And then if we don't go that low, I'll just ride the current positions that I have because I'm still very heavily exposed. Thus that if next year and 2025 we end up here, I will make a ton of money on what I have. If we go down here first, I have cash in the bank that I will send to buy here, and I have stable coins that I will use to buy stuff here. That's the game plan. But overall, right now, I would say the monthly is bearish for the most part, and then neutral, given this retest is still holding. But let's go ahead and let's look a little bit lower at the weekly. So the weekly is looking a little bit better. This is one of our bullish timeframes, actually, because we're still respecting higher lows in front of 24.5. We are 9 candles off the high here. And if you guys know me, you know I love a 9 count. Typically, 9 and 13 are the counts that we often see reversions on. So I would not be surprised if we get a good bounce here, even if it's just to a lower high. I do think we're going to probably bounce into October. How high that goes, I'm not sure. If we can clear 28K, 28.5, and start making higher lows above there, then things actually look pretty good again. But if we break above and then lose it, or if we can't even get above it, then things look pretty bad for the near term, okay? But for now, weekly is one of the bullish time frames. We have a cycle low, we have a higher low, and we're 9 counts off the high. So looks pretty good. So monthly, bearish to neutral. Weekly is pretty bullish. The daily is back to bearish. We've got a cycle high. We've got a lower high, lower low trend. Textbook bearish. We're trending below the 200 and we're trending below our EMAs. So until we can clear that 28K region, the daily trend is still bearish. Okay? So bearish to neutral monthly, bullish weekly, bearish daily. And then on the 4 hour, we are pretty much just neutral. because we have this new 4-hour EMA trend and we're making higher highs and higher lows. But if we lose 26.5K, we have a new 4-hour downtrend. Okay, our cycle is coming back down and we're in the southern hemisphere of the chart. And if you don't know what that means, my moving averages are composed of shorter period exponential moving averages from 8 to 60, and then 2 longer period regular or simple moving averages, the 200 and the 314, aka pi. Okay, so when you're trending above the 200 and pi, that's what I like to call the northern hemisphere, right? This is where longs are going to pay a lot better, northern hemisphere. And when you're below, it's the southern hemisphere, and being cautious is going to pay off, right? Northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, northern, southern. So simple way to look at it, right? Bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. Simple as that. So we can be higher confidence in our longs if we can get a good trend going above 27.5 to 28K, which again lines up with our daily outlook of breaking our bearish EMAs and the 200, and would also line up on the weekly with us breaking our 200 on the weekly, as well as these EMAs that are curling over here, as well as the monthly 8 EMA. Okay, so a lot of mixed signals across all of our time frames. Definitely a good spot to shoot your shot on the long side, and then make sure you save capital for potential dump back towards 20K. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Whew. And of course, gotta blow my nose. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, that's how I'm playing it. I've got plenty of investments that I've already made here and throughout this year. And then I've got stable coins to buy near 20K or 22. And then I've got cash in the bank, some reserve funds, if you will, that I'll only use if we get a really nasty event where we run the lows down to, 12K or something crazy that could happen, but I don't really think will happen. You just never know, and it would suck to go down that low and not have any capital left. That's why I make sure I have bank cash, because if you have stable coins, you're just a click away from gambling it all away. But if it's in the bank, you have to make a few mental steps to actually get that money to a place where you can gamble it away. So, it's good to have money in stables. So, if you wake up tomorrow and we're at 20K, you don't have to send money from the bank, wait for the transfer, all that. You can just start averaging in. But if we go down to 15K, you're probably not going to be back at 30K the same day, right? It's like, much like that COVID dump, it takes, this took a month to get back to where we fell off a cliff. So you'll have time, bank transfers, you can get wires the same day, let alone the next day. So that's how I'm splitting it up. And that's the top down, pretty quick. Got that done in about 10 minutes. First time here. Oh, what's up, Doctor Who? Thanks for tuning in, brother. Heard great things about the video. Ooh, people speaking highly of me. Feels good, man. Will the FTX dump affect the BTC dump expected very soon? It definitely could. The big question on that is, I know a lot of people are expecting that if they're given permission, let's say they have 2 billion in assets to dump. People think they're just going to insta-nuke everything immediately in one go, which is a possibility, it's certainly possible. But it's also possible that they just liquidate over a longer period of time, maybe over a week or over a month or months even. Nobody really knows. So it's kind of a big gamble. But, worst case scenario would be a trifecta of FTX starts liquidating assets, ETF gets delayed, and Binance goes under or has some big dramatic downfall or something like that. That's the basically trifecta of negative news that could get us down to like 16K. I'm not leaning towards that happening. I think any one of those events could occur, and maybe 2 of them. I would be surprised if all 3 occur in the same period of time. but it's definitely a possibility and something you got to be prepared for, right? One of my biggest goals in crypto is to be positioned. Thus, any given day, I'm not waking up freaking out. You know, I mean, if I wake up tomorrow and we're at 16K, that's definitely going to be like a oh shit moment. But I've got a game plan. You know, I start the bank transfer. I make use of my stables. I average down on positions that I like. And we stay calm, cool, collected. Okay? It's been planned for. The same way if we wake up tomorrow and we're at 35K. Or if we wake up tomorrow, next week, and 2 months from now, and we're still here somewhere. All of these are accounted for. And it's never going to be, you know, it might not happen like that. It might not be a big dump. It might not be a big pump. And it might not be just sideways. You might go up and then down, and then up and then down. Or maybe you run the lows and then you bounce up. Maybe you run the highs and you go down. You don't know, right? There's a bajillion different scenarios it could be. My main goal is to be prepared for all of them. And whatever happens will not be something I strictly predicted, probably, but I will have a plan of action no matter what happens. And then, of course, if crypto goes to zero, it is what it is, right? If you think that's going to happen, you probably shouldn't own crypto or stablecoins at all. I don't think that's going to happen, so I'm willing to risk what I've got in the markets, you know? But yes, FTX dump. If they dump, it'll affect Bitcoin because one, they will probably dump Bitcoin. They will dump other assets. They will dump everything, and everything will just go together. That's just, you know, that's kind of a given. If they decide to do it all at once, and if they do it over time, it'll just be consistent sell pressure for weeks or months on end. So yeah, there's really no avoiding that. If that happens, it is what it is. That's why we have stables and backup cash. Hope you and Basil are well. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Same to you. Bless you times two. Yeah, dude, I'm a wee bit sick over here. Feels bad, man. Concerned about Geyser app? I'm not really that concerned. I mean, the price action definitely leaves a lot to be desired, and I'm sitting down like, I don't even know, like 60% on my average entries. So definitely feeling some pain, but I think I'm only down like 1 or 1.5% on the account or something. It's nothing crazy. I didn't invest a lot into it. But yeah, I mean, it's just tough, right? Because they got caught up in the whole KOL drama with Petabyte and Trader NJ and all that. So they kind of got a bad rep. But in my opinion, the project is still very high quality. And personally, knowing the team, I'm very confident that they will be able to scale this into something great. But I always recommend not over-investing, you know, a few percent of the account at max. Thus that if this is one of the bets that goes to zero, you're not screwing yourself, you know? If you're putting 10, 20% of your account in this one project, yeah, it might be a miss. So, you know, I don't ever recommend over-investing unless you are of the utmost confidence and at the same time willing to risk that much money. You know, like ATOR, for example, I put a lot more of my account in it, and I'm willing to risk that. If it goes to zero, I'll lose a lot more money, but I'll make a lot more if it doesn't. So, you know, that's the risk reward, right? Everyone I know is thinking a last event will occur for sure. I mean, and that's all kind of on the table. All this bad news about Binance, about a recession, about this and that, it's all public info. And yet here we are at $26,000. You know, isn't that kind of crazy? Like normally you'd think with how bad everything seems, we'd be at like 20K right now. But yet here we are, still making higher lows at 26K. That's one reason I'm happy to be heavily invested. Thus, if my negative outlook is wrong, I still stand to make a ton of money because I'm already heavily exposed. I'm prepped and ready if we get the deeper dips, and if we don't, I will still make a crazy amount of money. You know, it's the best of both worlds. I'm not going to make as much as someone who's already all in, and I'm not going to be as screwed as someone who's already all in if the floor gives out first, right? So I won't make as much, I won't lose as much. I'm sitting right in the middle, right where I'm cozy. where the upside is still massive and my downside is limited enough for me that I can stomach even the worst of drops. Again, obviously, if it goes to just fucking zero, like, what are you going to do, right? That we always know that's been an option forever. And if that's going to happen at any point, you know, you're screwed on the account. But even then, I've only got maybe 25% of my net worth in crypto. If I lose it, that sucks. It's going to hurt and I'll be bummed out, but I'm not screwed. You know, the life will go on. There's other markets to trade. And given I think that's a very, very small likelihood of crypto going to zero as a whole and staying there, it's been planned for, you know? So, yeah, I'm totally with you, Doctor Who. Like, maybe we really don't get a big liquidation crisis. You know, I think a lot of people are expecting like a COVID-esque dump, forgetting that black swan events like COVID often happen once a lifetime. At the most, maybe 2 times when you're younger and when you're very old. Something like this happening again on a global scale, even if like new COVID variant returned, you really think people are going to react the same? Oh, wow, the 4th COVID variant. Here we go. Put on the masks. I just don't think there's going to be the same level of freak out that we had back then ever again. As I mentioned earlier, the worst case really would be, you know, like global lockdowns, FTX is selling their assets, ETFs denied, Binance goes under. That's like your big concerns. And if that happens, yeah, you could definitely see us going down here. But, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Oh, goodness. But, you know, are we going to see a 65% dump on BTC from something like that? Probably not. I think that's really unlikely. I think people waiting for that are being a bit ridiculous. I think it's okay, like myself, to have reserve funds ready in case something like that happens. But, you know, to be like 100% cash waiting just for that, I feel like you just increase your risk of, you know, if you're waiting for this and all you get is this, like, you're just increasing your risk of having to FOMO in later. I'd rather FOMO in now, prep for this, and then if we don't get that, I'm not feeling the FOMO here because I've already built some positions, right? And I can just bring up my averages a little bit if I need to, but I'm not stuck deciding at 40K, do I want to ape the next high? Or do I just want to, you know, add to my positions on these little dips because I've already started to build, right? Thanks for the opinion. Appreciate it. Yeah, for sure, my friend. For sure. And thank you. But anyways, if you guys have more positions on BTC, overall strategy and stuff, my game plan is the same game plan for the last few months. I'm looking to accumulate my favorite assets going into next year. Bitcoin halving is in April. The final deadline for BlackRock ETF is in March. I'm fully expecting that to be approved. Maybe we get delayed before then. That could definitely be a catalyst for a move lower. BlackRock ETF is delayed. Oh no, we're not getting ETF. No, you buffoons. Delay is not denied because now we're approved. Whoa, and having, you know, something like that. I could definitely see a delay and then approval. But given that Grayscale recently fought the SEC and won for their ETF, it's hard to imagine a world where Grayscale's ETF goes through and BlackRock's does not, you know? And the other big opinion I see going around about a thesis for downside is that, well, if BlackRock's going to have their ETF approved, they're going to want to buy as much cheap Bitcoin as possible before approving it. And I definitely 1,000% agree with that. The question is, you know, BlackRock filed for ETF this summer. Do you think that means they decided they were going to do that a month before then? Or a year before then? Because if they decided, yeah, we're going to file for approval next year, they done been accumulating. Almost certainly they have been accumulating. If they decided this year, then yeah, they're going to probably want a bigger dip to accumulate. And they're going to buy real Bitcoin and sell fake Bitcoin to their customers. You know, they're going to say, here's a piece of, you know, here's a note where you're entitled to Bitcoin, but you're not really entitled to Bitcoin, but they're going to hoard actual Bitcoin, you know? So question is, have they already hoarded Bitcoin, or are they looking to do it and are incentivized for Bitcoin to go a lot lower first, or maybe both? You know, maybe they bought some back here. Maybe they want it lower so they can buy again before their ETF's approved. I don't really know. You know, it's almost pointless to try and speculate on this stuff. But I have a short position opened at 27,300. Yeah, I think shorting is okay. I think it's fine, you know, especially if you got a, you know, pretty good risk reward on a short in here. Because, you know, if we flip 28.5, we're looking good again. So, you know, it's pretty good risk reward down to like 20K, right? But at the same time, in my opinion, the time to short has kind of passed. Like, I think it's still profitable. You know, there's plenty of stuff that's shortable. Like, you know, we've been talking on stream about Matic being a good short all year. You know, it's paid over and over. Solana looks pretty weak. You know, this is probably a good short back down to the low teens. But it's just not my playbook. You know, I'd rather just build longs on stuff I like than try and gain a few extra dollars on the short side and risk getting squeezed. You know, it's just not worth it to me, right? I'd rather just buy stuff I like, be patient, and look to sell them a lot higher in 8, 12, 15 months, stuff like that, you know? But I hope that pays well for you. I definitely think there are plenty of scenarios where a short position here pays well. You know, if we continue to make lower highs, if this trend continues, yeah, shorts are going to be a no-brainer. I'm just not really willing to take that bet. Instead of scaling in shorts here versus back here, I'd rather just start to slowly scale into longs. And then a big tip, guys, never blow your whole load on the way down. You know, if you're bidding here and here and here and here and here and here, like at some point you're going to run out of money, you know? Better to wait, you know, bid 30%, 40% of what you want on the way down. And then when you get trend reversion, when this downtrend is over, that's when you can add more size. You know, you'll be buying a lot higher than the lows, but if you bid some on the way down, your average cost can still be pretty good. Oh, sorry. I forgot to mute my mic. Whoops. Switch long again at 24K. And see, that's the kind of trade that doesn't make much sense to me. Like, if you're short in here with your risk up here, this target makes sense. This target doesn't make much sense. Like, that's not a really great trade by my book. I think it could work out. Like, I think this, you know, is a very straightforward trade, but the risk reward is kind of garbage, is it not? You know, you're short 27.3. Your risk is either back up here or maybe like in here somewhere. And your reward is 24K, you know, 2.5. It's fine. But, you know, you have to keep your risk tight. Thus, you could run the highs and still roll over, or you keep it loose and then your risk reward is even worse. I don't know. It's just not my favorite trade. I do hope that works out for you, and I think there's plenty of scenarios where it does. But it's not my kind of trade. I'd rather just have cash ready to buy some dips. But power to you, my friend. I do hope that works out. I have some bags, and rest when we get a dip or when we're in bull. Patience, love your analysis. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. And then, honestly, guys, appreciate the market for what it is right now. I know it can get a little bit boring or stressful, but I'm not the only one last cycle where when you're going on a heater every day for weeks and months on end, you almost psych yourself into wanting a bear market. Like, man, I just wish I had some time to cool off. And then a bear market comes and it sucks. And you wonder, man, how did I ever want this? But in reality, appreciate the times when it's kind of chill. Like, I know some people join in Blockcircle. They want to join in. They want to see a new trade the next day. They want a 10x, but that's not always the case, you know? The best traders know when to hit it every day for months on end, and then when to piss off for months if that's what it calls for. And that's honestly one of the hardest things to do in crypto, is just to be patient and sit on your hands. Because it feels like there's always an opportunity to make money, and that's very true. But you got to weigh out, you know, if there's 4 opportunities to make money in the market right now, like Friend Tech and Well, what else is there? I don't know. You know, assume there's 3 or 4 things that are making money right now in the market, and there's 1,000 projects losing money. The risk reward is kind of garbage, you know, versus in a bull market, there's 1,000 projects making money, only 100 or 2 that are losing money. Now that's some good risk reward to be up every day trying to buy every kind of dip on everything. Versus right now, it's kind of not worthwhile. It kind of makes more sense to always be informed, never lose focus. That's a big thing. You can't tune out. You can't zone out. You got to be here every day, right? Focus up. You know, I'm going to be here every Sunday for public stream, every Sunday for private stream, every Wednesday for private stream, every day in Blockcircle. I'll be there and I'll be focused up. But it doesn't mean we have to come in and do something every day, right? It's okay to just sit, be patient, think long term, have a longer time horizon than the next guy. Like, I know a lot of people be like, they'll be buying something, be like, yeah, I'm in for the long term. And then a month later, they'll be like, hey, bro, you still like this coin? Yeah. I said 6 to 12 months, right? It's month 1. I still like it, you know? So expand your time horizon. Maybe tone back the risk a little bit. You know? Manage it. Have some cash. Have some exposure. And then just relax. You know, if you're working, keep building up your safety net. And then just relax, right? We've got plenty of time. Either we're going to get a big bull cycle or we're not. If we're not, you'll be glad you moved slowly. If we are, you'll be glad you moved slowly, right? Because trust me, when easy mode comes around, whether it's next April, June, October next year, who knows? When it does come, dry powder will be the most valuable thing. And there will be opportunities every single day to make money if you have dry powder. Okay? So never just rush into something. I see so much over trading. People feeling like they always have to be in a position. They have to take a directional bet. Has to be one way or the other. Has to be all in or all out. It's not the move, you know? Just one day at a time. Take it slow. Prepare for every scenario you can think of. And not just physically in the portfolio, but mentally prep to wake up tomorrow at 26K. To wake up tomorrow at 30, 35K, 25K, 20K, 15K. Prepare for this stuff mentally, emotionally. Thus that when it happens, you're not freaking out. You're not trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do here? You go, oh, wait, this is the plan where I move money from my bank and I average down on stuff I like. Great. Oh, we're at 20K? Great. This is the time when I use some of my stables. Oh, we're at 30K? Great. I averaged into some positions the last few weeks. I can take some profits. You know? Right? Like, have a plan for all these scenarios so when you wake up, you're not stuck trying to formulate a plan when it's already happening, you know? Is there any other space other than GameFi? Oh, dude, yes. I mean, come on, you're in Blockcircle. You know me. I've got a dozen different narratives I'm looking at. Hold on. Blow my nose. I won't go into details into the projects just because, you know, we kind of saved that for private stream. I'm about to wrap things up here pretty shortly because I did want to commit to no more than about 30 minutes, and we've already gone past that. But, you know, we've got GameFi. We've got privacy applications. We've got privacy infrastructure. We've got decentralized exchanges, perpetual swap decentralized exchanges. We've got the whole DeFi tool suite with Unibot, stuff like that. We've got casinos. We've got sports betting. We've got perpetual swap sports betting. We've got GameFi. We've got projects that are connecting traditional finance with crypto. We've got real world asset projects. We got decentralized science. We've got ways that you can launch tokens in a decentralized and protected manner, so you know you're not investing into something that's a honeypot. We've got wallet management. We've got lending protocols. It's just endless, you know? There's just an endless amount of good narratives to be in that never limit yourself to just one, in my opinion. You know, everyone should play differently. Not everyone's going to be comfortable being in a bunch of stuff, but I like to spread my risk around. Thus, that if GameFi is not successful, I'm not 80% portfolio in GameFi, right? I'm maybe 5%, 8%. So if GameFi doesn't do well for 6 months and perpetual dexes do well, I make some money on my portfolio that's in perp dexes. If privacy infrastructure does well, I make some money over there. If NFT-Fi doesn't do well, I only lose a little bit of money there. You know, right? You're spreading your risk around because you just never know which narrative is going to be the narrative this cycle. And out of the, 10 narratives I own, probably 3 of them will be super strong. Another 3 will probably be good. And the last 3 or 4 will probably underperform. At best, perform a little better than Bitcoin. That's the best strategy for me. Like, I don't think it makes sense to limit yourself to one narrative. I don't think you need to over risk. You don't need 10 privacy coins and 10 GameFi coins. 2 or 3 of each, I think, makes sense. It just, depends on how you want to play it. Opinions on Banana, I think it's fine. I don't really have a strong opinion on Banana. There's so much money in the pre-sale that it doesn't make sense for me to get involved just yet. But, the chart looks good. I don't even know if this is the right one. Which one's the honeypot? I don't know which one's the honeypot, which one's the real one. But the real one, whichever one of these 3 is the real one, is about $11. And I imagine the real chart looks like this if this isn't it, but it looks good. I'll be honest, the chart looks really nice. It's one of the better looking charts in crypto. $112 million market cap, I think, is a bit extreme. Even Unibot at 200, like if this goes double what Unibot did to 400 million, what is that, a 4x from here? Like it's good. It's nothing crazy, but it's good. If this was $10 million market cap, I would ape for sure. But pre-sale guys are up a ton. It's just not something I'm interested in. And liquidity is not that great. I mean, 3 million for $112 million market cap, like 3% of the market cap in liquidity is kind of, but it looks good. It looks good. I wouldn't fade it if you're already in it. It definitely makes sense to ride the trend as long as it goes. But personally, I'm not that interested. I've heard good things about OLAS. Definitely something I'd be willing to talk about on a private stream, but I gotta get out of here now. Me and my business partner do want to make these public streams as short as possible, so people who come back and watch don't have to watch 2 hours of me talking about a bunch of stuff. And that way I can offer more time to our private stream enjoyers. So if you guys do have stuff you want me to look at, just ask the private stream guys. I go over every coin that's mentioned. We can go as in-depth as you guys want, talk about every coin that you guys want to look at. But we got to delegate that time to our own clientele. So I'm going to have to wrap things up here. I do want to say I appreciate you guys' time. Those of you that tune into public stream, private stream, follow me on Twitter, whatever you guys do, I appreciate each and every one of you. And I wish you all the best. All the glory to God. Jesus Christ, my Savior, thank you so much for letting me be here. All the glory to you. Much love. Much love to all the viewers. I wish you all the best. I appreciate your time. Now, thank you, Plaza. I know you guys appreciate mine. I hope you all have a great week. For those of you guys in Blockcircle, we will have another stream. For some of you guys on a different time zone, it'll be 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Again, that's only private stream for Blockcircle members. But for those of you that just tuned in the public stream, I will see you guys on Twitter, of course. And I'll see you guys next Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully, we get something fun in the market to talk about then. Because if we're still at 26K next week, it's probably going to be the same old stream. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Tommy. You guys take care. Trade safe. Be smart. Don't rush into anything. Don't trade out of boredom. I'll catch you guys next time.